Welcome to Pharmacy and UPSC lectures. In this video, I will discuss about Chapter 2 of Modern India, that is British Conquest of India. If you see the background, after the decline of Mughals, many independent kingdoms were born in India. So, many territories, kingdoms were occupied by the British East India Company. Out of 100%, 50% were under British India and remaining 50% were princely states, that is independent states. Next, till 1947, entire India was not under the control of British. If you see, for example, Telangana. Telangana is a state which is under the control of Nizams but not under the control of British. Next example is Karnataka. Karnataka is under the control of British but Mysore is under the control of local ruler. Then before 1947 there were 564 kingdoms, that is 563 princely states plus 1, that is British India. British India is nothing but states which are under control of British rule, right? Then in 1947 British India is divided into two, that is Indian Union and Pakistan. And these 563 princely states had the choice of either joining Indian Union or to join Pakistan or to be independent. Then Britishers took a century, that is 100 years, to conquer 500 Indian kingdoms. So the first kingdom to be conquered is Bengal and the last kingdom to be conquered is Awadh. So now we'll see how the Bengal was conquered by Britishers, that is conquest of Bengal. Earlier, Bengal was a part of Mughal province and it was a very rich province in those days. Later, Bengal was developed into an independent kingdom under the rule of Murshid Quli Jafar Khan. He is a Nawab of Bengal at that time. Later, after the death of Murshid Quli Jafar Khan, his son Ali Vardhan Khan became a Nawab. After the death of Ali Vardhan Khan, his grandson, named by Sirajud-Dowla, became the Nawab of Bengal, right? Later, there is a conflict happened between the British and Sirajud-Dowla, which led to the Battle of Plassey in 1757, right? Now we will see the reasons to the Battle of Plassey. First reason is fortification. Fortification is nothing but constructing forts by the Europeans. Here, Sirajud-Dowla asked Europeans not to fortify in Bengal. French was obeyed to this, but Britishers refused to this. It is one of the reason for Battle of Plassey. So if you see the second reason, that is misuse of dastaks. Dastaks is nothing but farmana. Farmana is nothing but trade privilege, simply tax concessions. So Sirajud-Dowla marched with his army and many British soldiers were taken as captives and they were locked in a small room. Most of them were died due to the suffocation. This is called as black hole tragedy in history. Right? Next. On June 23rd, 1757, Battle of Plassey happened between Sirajud-Dowla and Robert Clive. Robert Clive is a British officer. In this battle, Sirajud-Dowla was killed by the Robert Clive with the help of a commander called Mir Jafar. So later British appointed Mir Jafar as Nawab of Bengal, right? Then we'll see the events between the 1757 to 1772. After that, Mir Jafar became Nawab. He allowed free trade to Britishers and gave 24 parganas. Parganas is nothing but sub-districts and some crores to the East India Company as well. And also Mir Jafar gave 20 lakh rupees personally to the Robert Clive, who have helped to come into power. Later Mir Jafar was removed by the Britishers. We'll see the reason. So reason for the removal of Mir Jafar. He maintained friendly relations with Dutch along with Britishers. So Britishers didn't like this. Then Mir Jafar nephew Mir Qasim was appointed by the Britishers as Nawab of Bengal. Now Mir Qasim was the Nawab of Bengal. So he gave 3 districts such as Midnapur, Chittagaon and Burdwan. And he also gave lot of tax concessions and money to the officers who helped him to come in a power, right? Then Mir Qasim shifted capital from Murshidabad to Mongia. Murshidabad is in Bengal and Mongia is in Bihar. And he also maintained a artillery industry, nothing but making weapons and arms. So because of these reasons, he was removed by the Britishers, and again Mir Jafar was appointed as a Nawab of Bengal. So later there is a conflict between Mir Qasim and Britishers, which led to the Battle of Buxar in the year 1764. Then we'll see Battle of Buxar in detail. So Mir Qasim alliance with Shujauddin, who is a Awadh ruler, and Shalam too, he is a Mughal ruler. And if they win in the battle, Mir Qasim offered 3 crore rupees to the Shujauddin. For Shalam too, Mir Qasim offered Bihar. Then Robert Clive appointed an officer called Hector Munro to participate in Battle of Buxar. Then in this battle, three-party alliance such as Mir Qasim, Shujauddin and Shalam too. So three-party alliance was defeated over Hector Munro. Later, Mir Qasim was escaped from this battle while Shalam too and Shujauddin were surrendered to the Britishers. So this battle was ended with Treaty of Allahabad in 1765. According to this treaty, Shujauddin was asked to pay war compensation of 50 lakh rupees to the Britishers and also should give Khara, which is in Awadh, and Allahabad, which is in Uttar Pradesh, to Britishers. Then Mughal Emperor Shalam II granted Diwani rights, nothing but civil and revenue rights of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa to Britishers, and Britishers sent Shalam II as a annual pensioner of 26 lakhs. He was the first Mughal pensioner. After Battle of Buxar, Robert Clive became the governor of Bengal and introduced the dual government, that is Diwani rights and Nizamat rights. Diwani rights is nothing but civil rights and revenue rights which is given to the British India, and Nizamat rights, that is law and order, given to the local Nawab. Later in 1772, Warren Hastings was appointed as a Governor General and he abolished this dual government which was introduced by Robert Clive, and later it is replaced under the direct rule of company. Both Diwani rights as well as Nizamat rights was abolished. So in next class we will discuss about the conquest of Marathas, Mysore, etc. If you have any queries, please ask in the comment section. If you like this video, please hit the like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Thank you so much.